Hey, welcome back. Wouldn't you like to know in any situation if somebody's telling the truth? I mean, without knowing that, you're kind of flying blind. Whether you are buying a product, whether you are selling a product, or whether you are negotiating something. How do you do that? Now, I have to say there are a lot of books written on it, on looking at a body language. Like, if he's like fidgeting, then he's not telling the truth. If he like if somebody stares up, that person is not telling the truth. I don't know about that. I'm not a body language expert, but there is one thing that I do look at that tells me whether somebody's telling me the truth. And it's almost 100%, by the way. Here's how it works. You, in the first meeting you ever have with somebody, get them to talk about things that are very specific that only they would know, things that you're going to pay attention to. So jot down everything that they're telling you. It could be something totally trivial, but it matters because truth is truth. There is no if, then, or buts about truth. Like if I'm telling you that I have a son in high school, he's in the band, that's the truth, right? But I can also tell you things like, hey, I was a star baseball player. Well, that's not the truth. I played baseball, but I was never a star. I never made it the high school team or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying that is something I'm going to tell, but in any kind of negotiation or anytime you're buying a product or selling a product, people will tell you a lot of stuff. And what you need to do is capture that. Write it down, come home, or right after the meeting, write down all the little things that they've told you. Get it down, document it somewhere, because it's going to come back and will allow you to know whether the person you're dealing with is honest. And if the person is not honest, you can't work with that person. Otherwise, you're the sucker. If somebody's not honest, don't work with that person. If you do, then you're the sucker. So I'll give you an example of what happened. So recently, I was looking for a car. I went to the dealer the first day, or I think it was the second. So what you have to do here, so one thing is you have to give it time. Because people who lie, they don't remember, because they lie so much, they don't remember what they've told one person. They have to remember a lot. And liars are not good at that. If I lie to you, and if I'm lying to that person and lying to another person, I will forget what I told you because what I told you is going to me, get you to like me. For another person, it may be completely different, which may be completely different from what I told you. So liars have a one big disadvantage. And that's because our brain cannot remember all the lies we're telling people. After a while, you'll forget the lies you're telling. And what happens is a lie, you forget the longer it takes. So if you give it a space, if you give some time, that person, what he told you, is going to forget it. They're not going to remember it. Think about it. If they're dealing with a lot of customers or if they're dealing with a lot of stuff, they're not going to remember it. So you have to ask them, what is the sufficient amount of time you need to give? So don't get desperate. That's one of the things liars count on. That you're going to get desperate and you're going to buy it because they're going to give you a great, because they're good at what they do. Liars are very good. That's why you have to be very careful when somebody's giving you a real specificity about some storytellers. I would be very careful of these people. I know we succumb to people who are good storytellers, but a lot of those stories are lies. Stories themselves are lies. But here's what you do. Give it a time. Come back. Either yourself or somebody else. You'll capture that person in a lie very quickly. So I'll give you an example of what happened. So as I said, I was looking for a car, and I think in the second time, I went 3 times, by the way, just so you know. The first time, I didn't want to know the know the price. I just said, "Look, I'm just here to test drive it," and I went with my son, and we walked out. No, they try to push you to buy it, and I said, "No, if you can come up with a deal, would you buy it today?" I said, "No, not today. It's not going to happen." Okay. The second time, I went with my wife to test drive it. And again, we were just going to test drive it. We were not going to buy it. And my rule is that you only all the negotiation you do away from their advantage. You have to do it from your house over the phone. That's how I do negotiation or email. Okay. So second time I went, the sales manager comes and he brings some sheet of paper and says, "Look, we're only making $1,000 on this car. You guys are getting such a great deal, and we're only making 1,000," which was a lie. They're not making 1,000. Okay, I wasn't born yesterday. I said, "Okay, but we're not buying today." So I didn't really, never confront a liar, by the way. Just say, "Okay, I'll take that into consideration," and my wife and I left. Okay. Third day we come, we thought we had a deal, and they changed something at the end. Okay, I'll spare you the details. So they bring in a finance guy, and he comes up with another sheet of paper, and he says, "Oh, look, this you're getting such a great deal. We're only going to make about $2,000 on this car." And immediately, light bulb went on. Now, wait a second. The sales manager last time said they were going to make. This was now time, right? The time is now. They've forgotten what they told that person had no way of knowing what the sales manager told me, but I knew because this is how I play the game. So I said, I didn't say anything to them. I said to myself, I said, wait a second. The sales manager told me they're making 1,000. Now the F&A, now I brought the price down substantially, and they're making more. How is that even possible, right? I mean, like I said, I wasn't born yesterday. So again, get this. The first time the sales manager, the price was higher, and they're making 1,000. The second time I went, I negotiated down the price so much, but now they're making 2,000. So they were lying to me. So again, we walked out, and here's the thing. I squeezed them really hard to get the lowest price, but I did not buy the car from them. I ended up giving that price to another dealer. I said, look, here's the price. If you can match it, I'll buy it from you, because I prefer not to go and buy it from this other dealer, because they've been lying to us all over all the time, and now at this point I would prefer not to do business unless I absolutely have to. The other dealer matched the price. We went that same weekend, Saturday, purchased the car, and we have the car now. Done deal. No haggle, nothing. But it wouldn't have happened if these guys hadn't played the game. Right. So the thing here is, when it comes to honesty, it's very important to me, and I'm sure it's important to you. And the only way you can protect yourself is not learning how to read a body language, like, he's like a little fidgety and he's not going to tell the truth. Don't go by all that. Give it his time. Have patience. If the person is lying, it's going to come out. And as soon as the person lies, you're done. Walk away. You're done. Just say thanks, but no thanks. Squeeze them as much as you can. For liars, I like to squeeze the liars as much as I can. Once somebody lies, I know I'm not going to do business with them. But now I'm in a different mode to squeeze them as much as possible. Use that information to get a better deal somewhere else. And that's it. Don't sever the relationship, because you may still need them, but this is the game you got to play. Don't confront the liars. Never confront the liars. That is the worst thing you can do in a business setting. Never confront the liars. Just don't do business with them. Don't hurt them with words. Hurt them where it really hurts. Their pocketbook. Okay? Again, this is something you have to keep in mind whenever you're dealing with people, whether it's for sales, negotiation, or anything. Honesty is very important. If somebody's lying to you once, they're going to lie to you again. And after a while, you don't know what to believe. You're going to end up hurting yourself. My name is Jay Oza, and I'm coming out with this book probably the end of this year, 2017, Winning Speech Moments. It doesn't cover anything about negotiation, but it's a great book if you want to improve your public speaking and win. You can check it out at Amazon, other places, and you can always contact me if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and good luck.